A beautiful shot of what November is supposed to be like. It is early November, but despite the colors, a lot of people wanting to know a little bit about what the weather holds, of course, for winter this year.
Although I am kind of digging the 75, 76 heat.
Nice.
I know it's not going to stay, but you got a chance to go up to Gatlinburg and take a look at stuff.
And got all the winter weather forecasts put together, so let's take a peek.
Do you remember last winter?
We are in a state of emergency because of this winter weather.
At least 3/4 of the people living here in Cumberland County have been without power since 5 a.m.
Here in East Tennessee, we had ice.
Underneath all this snow is just rock solid ice. This is what all of the main roads look like right now.
Freezing rain.
Team coverage of the winter weather right now and checking out those road conditions for you.
And of course, snow.
You don't have to be out here to stay at home.
So much snow, parents here in East Tennessee got a little tired of hearing.
Schools are closed again tomorrow.
Yeah, check out this reported photo sent to us by Tamra Hensley. She says this was her husband's reaction after finding out school was closed again. We feel your pain.
There's been a lot of talk so far this fall about how strong the El Nino pattern is. It's the warming of the water off the coast of Central America and South America and even the western parts of the United States, and it really can impact the weather not only here in the U.S. but globally as well. So in an El Nino pattern, we tend to be a little bit wetter than average over the southeast part of the country, but an active southern branch of the jet stream can bring storms along, and we should be a little bit warmer than average as well during an El Nino pattern. But this pattern is expected to weaken a little bit as we go through the winter season. Looking back at some previous statistics on El Ninos, if you take out the 65, 66, and the 72, 73 year, look what happens. Not a whole lot of snow to talk about. I'll let you know about our snow forecast in just a minute. So let's start with the big Thanksgiving holiday weekend, including Black Friday. We're on top of Mount Harrison at Ober-Gatlinburg checking out the peak colors. That's what it looked like a few weeks ago. Well, things are changing quickly. Normal highs in the 50s, normal low in the 30s for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. There's a hint that we could have a little bit of a cold snap that weekend. Not a whole lot of moisture with it, but turning colder over the big weekend.
We also checked with Sevierville farmer Roger Radel to see how nature shows signs of how this winter will be. According to folklore, you can predict the weather with a persimmon seed. If the kernel is spoon-shaped, like a shovel, that means you'll be shoveling snow. If it's fork-shaped, you can expect powdery light snow. And if the kernel is knife-shaped, expect to be cut by icy cutting winds.
Looking at the persimmon trees, at the fruit, you'll see there's some signs that in the seeds that saying it's going to be snow this year. The woolly worms are more dark in that, you see, and I think that's going to be sign of a cold winter also.
Now most people don't realize that Christmas is officially only 3 days into the winter season. You know, white Christmas? Well, I'm not real confident in that. Usually we have a 7 to 8% chance of a white Christmas. In fact, the last time we had a white Christmas in Knoxville was 2010. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down for a white Christmas, unless you go to Ober-Gatlinburg, of course.
What do you think this winter will be like?
I would like to see no snow. I don't like to drive in the snow up on these mountains.
Wait, you're in the mountains and you don't want snow?
Yes. I had to walk last winter several times.
I love the type of winter where there's a lot of snowfall and you're stuck inside with a warm fire and a pot of soup on the stove.
So I know that most people want a white Christmas. There are two guarantees in my winter weather forecast. One, Ober-Gatlinburg will have the first snow of the season, verified. Two, Ober-Gatlinburg will have a white Christmas. What about our forecast? I'm pretty confident we're going to have about 4 to 9 inches of snow in the Knoxville area. That won't all come at once, but I'll preface that by saying I think we're also going to see more freezing rain, sleet, mix events this year in East Tennessee. So that's where it goes. That's my forecast, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, I am not letting you off the hook that easily.
Okay.
I think what everyone wants to know, is it going to be worse than it was last winter?
I don't think it'll be as worse as last winter because we had that 2 weeks of icing, especially up on the plateau. We will see more of those mixed events because it's not as cold as the atmosphere, but I still think we're going to see some icing scenarios. Not as worse as bad as it was last year.
All right.
By the way, I promised my kids a white Christmas.
Okay, well, we're going to...
At the house.
Oh, at the house. We'll move the house into the mountains. We'll go about 30 to 40 inches up in the Smokies.
I was going to bring the snow down from there and bring it there. Right. Well, we've got a lot of fun extras for you on our website, WATE.com, including behind-the-scenes looks and some of those outtakes from our trip up to Ober.
Yeah, Matt had a little bit of fun out there. All you have to do is just go to our website and click on the As Seen on WATE section.